checked my internet before this. Hopefully, it's functioning properly. I hope YouTube adds something that actually shows, what do you call it? That actually shows like how the internet is performing, because I might be going live right now and I don't know how the internet is performing. But from now on, when I do my predictions and all these type of things, I'll do them at home where the internet is good. So before I start, right, if you're watching this after I've finished my live, um, this is not an argument about whether or not God exists. If you want to argue that, I made a video specifically for that, and I posted a link in the description. So if you want to debate God's existence, then that's not what I'm doing here. And I'm also going to try and keep this video short. I think there's a lot to learn from MMA fans and all those type of things. So there's a lot for everyone to learn from this particular video. It's not like a preachy video. So if ever anyone wants to dispute, like in terms of like does God exist or not, there's a link in the description. This video is not about whether you believe in God or not. This is me essentially trying to explain to people why these people, or rather why Ramadan is so important to people like Hamza, people like Islam Makhachev, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Bilal, I don't know if it's important to him because he doesn't necessarily, or rather from what I've seen, he's willing to not fast if he's getting an opportunity, because I think he did it last year. Was it last year when he was fighting Gilbert Burns? Yeah. So he does this a little bit more regularly. But okay, let me first start because there are health benefits, and which might be connected to why these people, or rather, especially Muslim fast fighters from that particular region, are performing at the level they are performing at. So essentially, number one, obviously, it's a religious thing. It's a religious um, tradition whereby the Muslims believe that the holy book, basically, the Quran, was brought down on that particular day. So, or rather, that particular month. So essentially, that's why they Muslims observe fast on an annual basis. So it's not on a specific fixed day, right? It's not on a specific fixed month. At some point in the future, they might be fasting in December, like Muslims might be fasting in December, because it moves like Muslims use the lunar calendar and not the Gregorical one. So as opposed to using the sun, a lot of Muslims use the moon, right? They use the moon calendar. So it keeps on, hi, man. So it keeps on moving backwards and backwards and backwards. So eventually, you'll hear the Muslims or people like Islam Makhachev. I don't know if he will be competing at that point in his career, but you'll end up hearing people like you'll end up hearing people like Islam and Khamzat Chimaev saying they are fasting, maybe for example in January, because it's not a fixed day or a fixed month. It moves over time. So that's basically it. I think I went over basically why essentially it's important. It's a religious thing whereby a holy book was revealed, and so I'm not going to get too deep into that. So what are the benefits basically of actually doing this? I'm going to start first with religious benefits and come back to health benefits of doing this, which might elevate. I'm not saying this is the main reason why these fighters are successful, but it might be part of it. Um, I wrote down some few things here, but I can't seem to find them. If I don't find them now, I'll just use my mind. I recall. So basically, fasting is a health thing, right? Fasting. Let me just go into the health benefits. You can verify this. You don't have to listen to what I'm saying, but you can verify this for yourself. Fasting, number one, I've heard from researchers. I've read some few documents and all those type of things, and it seems as if it reduces aging in a sense, or rather, not necessarily, maybe not reduce, but delays it in a sense, right? So for me, that's essentially why I feel like these people, obviously, also has to do with training, but that's why essentially people from that region normally dominate because they do things that most fighters do not do. So, most fighters, what they do is after a fight, they go back to some people party, some people do all these variety of things. But when you look at people who are enduring this particular thing, which directly affects their health, improves it significantly from heart benefits because it has benefits to the heart. It can decrease blood pressure. Like there's so many benefits, health benefits. So I feel like it essentially improves their ability to compete at a high level. Obviously that's not the only reason, their fighting style and all those type of things, but it also fortifies a strong mindset. So if someone can go through a period of 30 days without, okay, another thing that I forgot to explain is that um, Muslims eat during this fast. It's not like they go 30 days without eating, right? They do eat, just that they eat at after sunset and before sunrise, right? So that's when they normally eat. It's not like throughout the process of fasting, these people do not eat. They actually do eat, just that it has to be after sunset and then before sunrise. That's the only times that they are able to eat, and that's the healthiest way of fasting. Even if you check with medical doctors and medical research, that's probably the best way to actually do that. So, because of those type of things, it also impacts how strong a person is mentally, which we all know how important it is in fighting. Because in fighting, if you don't have a strong mentality and a strong mindset, you can easily break in a fight, especially the fights. If you guys remember Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, that's the kind of fight that can break a person. So there are more benefits to it than just what do you call it, religious reasons, right? Of which I think I claimed not too much, but let me check that document that just make sure that, because I made the stream to essentially explain why it's important to these particular fighters to actually observe fast, right? Let me read through some of the things that I've gotten. Okay, it is the month in which it is believed that the Holy Quran was sent down from heaven as the guidance for men and women, as a declaration of direction and means of salvation, right? So before you start arguing, I remember I said this at the beginning of my stream. I'm not going to debate about God's existence and stuff like that. If you want to have that conversation, I made a video and it's in the link in the description of this particular live video. So you can go watch that. I did my research and all those type of things, and you'll see the conclusion that I came to. It's not a long video, it's like 5 minutes. So I'm not going to debate that right now. You can go just watch that. So let me proceed to basically the importance of it. It teaches self-control, reinforces one's faith and piety, helps one become more mindful of God and His blessings. It's a means of seeking forgiveness of sins, and it is a reminder to the plight of those who do not have adequate food, water, and shelter. Um, a month of detox fast not only uses your fat reserves but also cleans your body of harmful toxins that might be present in fat deposits. with the digestive system on a month-long overhaul, your body naturally detoxifies, giving you the opportunity to continue living a healthier lifestyle beyond Ramadan. Right. So these are some of delays aging studies. Studies discovered that intermittent, yes, I think it's something like that. Fasting boosts working memory in animals and verbal memory in adult human beings. Heart health improves blood pressure and resting heart rates, as well as other related heart measurements. Those are just basically um, the benefits of fasting. So yeah, that's basically why it's important to them. I'm not going to go in depth. I just wanted to, because I feel like it's a big topic in the MMA world, and I don't feel like anyone has ever taken the time to actually explain why this is so important to Muslims. So I took it upon myself to actually explain it. But yeah, this is the end of the stream. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Deuces.